The first generation Perodua Alza back then was the de facto choice for families looking for a budget-friendly MPV. In fact, it was so popular that Perodua sold it from November of 2009 until 2022 across two facelifts. That is right, that's a total of 13 years. But there is no denying that the Alza is a very outdated model. I mean, selling in 2022 with only 2 airbags, no stability control, and a dated 4-speed automatic gearbox, the Alza was indeed in major need of overhaul. And a major overhaul it received in every single aspect of the car. So let's check out the new Perodua Alza, and this is ABB Automotive. The exterior of the all-new Alza is now longer and wider, making for a bigger vehicle generally. Up front, the design is in line with other Perodua models, with LED headlamp being a standard equipment. All Alza except the base model also gets LED fog lights and LED sequential indicators. Those opting for the prime body kit like our tester here will also get LED daytime running light. Towards the side, the all-new Alza except the base model gets these nice looking dual tone alloy wheels featuring a directional design. The side mirror is mounted on the lower window sill, while there is a long chrome strip at the base of the window for the highest AV variant. Overall, it is at this angle where you can see the larger size of the Alza compared to the old model. Lastly, towards the rear, LED combination tail lamp are standard equipment, and so does the roof-mounted shark fin antenna. Again, opting for the prime body kit like our tester here gets you a roof-mounted spoiler and a rear diffuser style skirting. An odd detail that is noticed on the Alza is the position of the rear indicator as well as the reverse light in a completely opposite location. But in practice, the position of the light does not affect its function. Under the hood of the Alza, only one engine and one transmission is only available for all Alza model. A 1.5-litre 4-cylinder dual VVTi naturally aspirated engine makes 105 PS with 138 Nm of torque. The power is sent through the front wheels via a DCVT. Fuel economy is rated at 22 km per litre, which is amazing considering the smaller and lighter sibling, the Perodua Beza, also gets the same number. Suspension on the Alza is in a way of a McPherson front strut, while the rear is equipped with a torsion beam setup. The Perodua Alza, just like the Ativa, is also riding on a DNGA or Daihatsu New Global Architecture platform that also underpins the Toyota Veloz. Stepping inside, the new Alza features a dashboard design that is closer to the smaller Ativa with a floating radio head unit. All Alza except the base model gets the touchscreen infotainment system coming in at 9 inches as well as 6 speakers. The top spec Alza gets Perodua's first ever 360-degree camera, which is featured on the 9-inch screen. Depending on the variants you choose, there are some color differences as well as trim finishing. Reserved for the top-of-the-range Alza, just like the tester here, gets a two-tone color interior of black and red. All Perodua Alza gets this digitalized aircon switch and a center armrest, which double as a cover for the center console. The seats up front are surprisingly comfortable, giving good bolstering and support. The steering wheel can only be adjusted for tilt. Seats in the second row are also generous, in terms of foot and leg space. In the second row, up above, there is a big aircon vent as well as control for cooling the rear passengers. Lastly, behind the third row, space is decent but can be expanded to a generous 498 liters of space with the folding of the third row seats.
So here in the back seat of the new Perodua Alza, I would say space is improved over the old Alza. The seat is definitely more comfortable. The back seat is more thicker. The cushion is more thicker compared to the old Alza. In terms of width also, I would say it's much wider compared to the old Alza. Overall, the third row of the Alza is much improved over the older model.
The cheapest entry point for the Perodua Alza here in East Malaysia on the road without insurance start with the base model Perodua Alza X variant coming in at 66,025 ringgit. For that, you get 15-inch alloy rims, 6 airbags, stability with traction control, fabric seats, push-button vehicle start, hill start assist as well as descent control, as well as Perodua's ASA system, which bundles together systems like lane departure warning, pre-collision warning, pre-collision braking, automatic high beam, as well as an ISOFIX rear child mount. Stepping up to the mid-spec Perodua Alza H variant, coming in at 70,525 ringgit, will get you 16-inch dual-tone alloy wheels, power folding outside mirrors, leather-wrapped steering wheel with multifunction switches, a reverse parking camera, a 7-inch TFT multi-info display, as well as front fog lights. Lastly, the top-of-the-range Perodua Alza AV variant, which is selling at 78,025 ringgit, will get you a video recorder, electronic parking brake, a rear disc brake replacing the standard car's drum brake, as well as more features for the ADAS system, like a rear cross-traffic alert, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, as well as automatic brake hold. In terms of exterior, the Perodua Alza will get a side skirting for this top of the range. Speaking of body kit, for those of you who wish to install OEM accessories for your Perodua Alza, Perodua offers the Gear Up accessories package, which include body kits, leather seats, child seats, and lots of other accessories. The Gear Up accessories can be bundled together in your loan should you make the purchase. All Perodua Alza comes with a 5-year or 150,000 km warranty and is a certified energy efficient vehicle.
Okay guys, so I'm currently sitting inside the new Perodua Alza. So the model that I'm currently testing is the AV model, which is the top of the range. So yeah, let's go. Electronic parking brake for the advanced model. Nice. So the Perodua Alza is using a 1.5 liter naturally aspirated engine, and then it's the CVT gearbox that's from its smaller brother, the Myvi. Okay, so it doesn't have the turbocharged engine of the Ativa. But driving this car, I would say my first impression of this car, this is a very improved car. If you compare it to the old Alza, like night and day difference. This car is just really refined. Okay, so the first thing I noticed is that this car is very stable. I love the ride quality in this car. It's very subtle. The whole car feels very stable. And then even if you look at the car physically from the outside, this car is longer, wider compared to the old Alza. So I think that contributes a lot to this ride quality. Comparing to maybe its sibling like the Ativa, this definitely feels more subtle. I like the ride quality in this. In terms of performance, the Ativa with its turbo is definitely has more punch to it. This one is more laid back, the power. The power is, I would say, mimic a lot like the Myvi's power, where you need to build up the power to get the most from the engine. Another thing that I want to happily report in this car, sound insulation, cabin insulation from the outside, much improved over the old Alza. It feels like Like even now, like I'm cruising at like 65 km/h, I don't hear any wind noise from the outside. Honestly speaking, this cabin is really well insulated. For a car that's less than 80,000 ringgit, I'm actually quite impressed by the insulation inside here. Another thing that I like about the car is this driving position. The seat in this Alza, this front seat, oh my god, very comfortable. The base cushion is very long, so you actually have very good thigh support. Now in terms of support, I also like the side bolstering over here. It hugs me very well into the seat. Honestly speaking, like from this part of the driver's seat, I don't feel like I'm in an MPV until I look at my rearview mirror. I have 7 seats behind me. Okay, but looking forward, like my sitting position, I'm sitting actually quite low in the car. It feels like I'm driving more of a sedan. Okay, and it gives me a lot of confidence in terms of like handling and, you know, like cornering like that. Another thing I want to mention that I think Perodua nails it out of the park with all of its model is safety feature. So this safety feature in Alza is the same as inside the Ativa and the Myvi. So you do have ADAS system, you know. Technically speaking, you have a level 2 semi-autonomous driving capabilities inside the Alza. Again, for Perodua to include this feature in the Alza, I applaud Perodua, because this is a huge jump compared to the old Alza. If you think about it, the old Alza doesn't even have traction control, only 2 airbags, you know. So this one is a huge jump in terms of safety. So the Alza, you can have it drive a couple of drive modes. So you have Eco and then you also have Power mode. In Eco mode, the throttle response is a little bit lethargic and the gear response is also a bit slow. So if you are driving this car like in a more spirited way, I suggest you pop it into Power mode. I think the power is quite sufficient. In terms of interior build quality, yes, everything is plastic. This car is built to a certain price point, but then I'm happy to report, like, you know, like the center armrest over here, it is padded and it's leather padded, and I like that you have a center armrest now. Okay, the rest of the car, I would say the interior, actually a lot of room, very roomy interior, and then the design actually is slightly less busy in my opinion compared to the Ativa. But overall, I like the color scheme in the front. You have black upper dashboard color, and then you have like two-tone with like red as well as silver, and then you have a little bit of chrome touches around the aircon vent to give it sort of like a premium look. Okay, the shifter itself, nice to hold in the hand, very chunky shifter. It feels very solidly built. Yeah. But the one thing I am complaining about this car is that the steering, unfortunately, it doesn't have any it doesn't have any telescopic adjustment. So you can only tilt the steering. You cannot telescopic the steering wheel. So if only like the steering has telescopic adjustment, I think it's a very perfect driving position already. Now sitting in the second and third row, I'm also happy to report that space and comfort level has improved a lot. In the second row, you have a lot of space, a lot of what they call nooks and cranny for your to store your item. You have also charging port behind the second row, and then you also have rear air vents up top, and then it's very big, and then the air can reach all the way to the third row. Speaking of the third row, oh my god, the space back there has improved a lot. Me and my brother, when we sat at the back there, the first thing they came to our head was like, why does this feel like sitting inside an Innova? And Innova is a really big MPV, you know. So that's how much improved the back seat is. Even in the third row, the cushion is very long, the bottom cushion, so the seat actually feels very supportive. So yeah, I think my overall experience with the Perodua Alza, it is a much improved car over the old one. So much improvement, and I think it represents a great value for families looking for a budget-friendly MPV. It is roomy, it is refined, a lot of safety feature, and for the price, I think it's a very good value of a car. Now, a lot of you might be asking, like, this car, you are cross-shopping it with the Veloz. So I haven't test drive the Veloz yet, so I can't do any judgment just now. But for the Alza, I think and I would happily drive one of these and ferry my family around town. So yeah, I think the Alza is a good MPV.
Okay guys, we have come to the end of this video and I do hope you enjoy watching it. So before I wrap up, on top of doing YouTube videos, I'm also actually running my own personalized polishing as well as detailing service here in my hometown of Miri, Sarawak. So if you are in the area and you wish to get your vehicles done by yours truly, do find my contacts in the description below. I would like to say thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one.